I am out of range.
We are the holders of hope. We're all down here together.
Have you found any more pages from the journal?
Keep an eye on the Dawn Towers.
Wow, look at all these pages. Excellent work, Deiaji. Now, for the hardest part.
Don't despair. The shadows sense it.
A group effort. This is, quite the mess you've handed me. All these pages, what order do they go in? Aha. This journal seems to have belonged to a cultiran that came here. Stellan looks up, her eyes shining with excitement. And it might hold the key to learning about their time on the Isle. But the pages are hard to read, perhaps we should ask around to see if anyone can read them? Here, take a few pages. I'll keep trying to decipher the base journal while you go to camp and ask around. Ask Alta, Skitter, and Ricket if they can read the journal.
If the shadows find you, call.
We will not tolerate a threat to our airship on this island, no matter where it may hide. Allies of the...
Skitter. Big singing crystal? Where? Not hear any singing. Maybe too much wax in ears. Skitter. Skitter eyes the pages warily. I not understand. But I smell. Skitter leans over the pages and sniffs them. Smells of human and salt. Dirt and cave too. Skitter's brows furrow. But also smells of death. Skitter shies away from the pages. I know like. Please take away.
Stay out of dark!
Something new to trade? Find me something memorable.
Alta. A journal? How fascinating. Yes, I would be happy to take a look, though my knowledge of the younger races is quite limited. Alta studies the pages for a long while. What a perplexing story. Does it not seem illogical to leave the others behind given their directive? Perhaps someone didn't want the records of this crew to be found. And to disappear so suddenly. I can't say that I have ever heard of such a feat. Alta gingerly hands the worn pages back to you with a sad smile. I am afraid I have no answers for you, only more questions. I hope you are able to find the answers you seek.
Journey onward.
Always got time for you, hon.
Ricket. Oh? A mystery you say? Sure, I'll take a look. Give em here, Han. Ricket gently takes the pages you collected and thumbs through them. Well, that's interesting. Sounds like they lost a boat in one of the storms. I wonder if there's any treasure in the wreckage. Ricket hands you back the papers with a shrug. Honestly, I dunno. Sounds like they weren't as prepared as we were. The bit about the forest is spooky, but not as spooky as those guys just straight disappearing. Ricket looks around nervously. Say, you don't think that will happen to us, right?
Don't be a stranger.
The snapdragon stirs as you approach, its unnaturally intelligent eyes scanning you. Clearly it hopes you have brought it a meal. The snapdragon barely waits for you to drop the rations before voraciously devouring them. Clearly it was hungry. Once it finishes, it looks contented and drowsy. You realize it won't be this way for long. Perhaps you should try to feed it again tomorrow.
In hardship, kindness.
Oh. Deiaji, I'm glad you're here. I've had a breakthrough with the journal, but first I want to know what you've found. Did you find anything interesting? Was anyone able to decipher the handwriting?
Get your feet moving. We got a tunnel to blast open. This kaboom ought to be good. Say, what do you think washed down that drain? Maybe it's treasure, or maybe it's money.
Laid to rest at last. Stellan listens as you explain what you've learned and nods gravely. This poor fellow was part of a crew that sailed here aboard a ship called the Maiden's Whisper. They were almost wiped out by a storm, but then even the survivors disappeared. He was the last one and didn't make it either in the end. Perhaps we can put his memory to rest? I spotted a graveyard out behind the Kul Tiran's base. Perhaps setting the journal there amongst his crew's graves will bring his memory some peace. Bring the tattered Kul Tiran journal to the graveyard behind the Kul Tiran base in the abandoned mines.
Walk in the light. There is always hope if we choose to look for it.
Good. I'm glad that's done. I hope he can rest in peace now with his friends and crew. I did manage to transcribe a copy of the journal if you are interested in reading it. I thought it might come in handy. Stellan pauses, looking thoughtful. I wonder though, what happened to the crew? Why did the author end up alone? It seems this island still has many mysteries to unravel.
Find joy in the flame's light.
Transcribed Cult Tyrant Journal. I ain't trying to claim I'll be any good at this, but I promised my beloved Esther I would try, bless her heart. I never really put pen to paper before, but now's as good a time as any I suppose. It'll help you sort your thoughts while out at sea, she said. Ah, I hope she's doing well and those gulls aren't giving her too much of a bother. As it stands, I've been gone for months and I hope after this last shipment we'll be headed home. These Ashbane are a tough lot, and I'm not sure it was a right good idea to help them on this venture, but here we are. Part of the next entry is smudged. And my job to reassure the crew, and I understand the doubt but we've been paid hefty coin for this venture. My mates are some of the best on the seas and if anyone can get these Ashbane where they want to go it's my crew. Still I feel uneasy trying to find this isle. Even if there is that azurmite or whatever rock out there. I don't reckon it's worth the risk, what with all the stories. But mayhaps I should be more like Minnow, they were giving Enmi and Lisa a hard time for being superstitious old fogies. That got a good laugh out of the crew. I reckon Minnow ain't more than a decade younger than Lisa, and you should have seen the face Lisa made. It had Minnow run end for the mast. The first legible entry seems to be near the middle of the page. Fair skies for such a strange place. For such a small isle, it's covered in a dense forest. Even from the boat I don't think any wind rustles through those trees. It seems to me like the whole isle is holding its breath, but for what I couldn't say. We went to set anchor in the sheltered bay on the leeward side but was greeted by a graveyard of other ships. An ill omen to be sure, and none too friendly for docking. We managed to navigate to the windward side and as promised we landed her on the beachhead with the other ship. A watery stain has blurred much of the ink together, Scout reported back. Wells of azurite they say. We began offloading the supplies and chopping the timbers. A bit sad to see the trees fall, but that's the price of progress I suppose. One of the overseers, Katya I think her name was, began planning a railway type system to get from the azurite to the ship so we don't have to haul it all on our backs. A right smart lass she is, but a bit mean too. Seems to be the way with these Ashbane folk, but I shouldn't be casting stones as Esther would say. There's something right unnatural about this isle. Even as the forest starts to thin, still seems to me that things are too still. The flying beasts even seem to keep their distance, unless one of those Ashbane get too close. Unfortunately we've lost a few of them that way. At least the crawlusks are manageable, but even they seem to have a certain wariness and intelligence about them I ain't ever seen in the ones back in Borealis. It's a bit unnerving to have one of them stare you down with those glinting eyes in the night. Just watching, waiting it seems like. I ain't never seen the Duke so on edge. I've suggested we place scouts, and the Ashbane seem to agree. Thank the seas. A large ink smudge covers the next few sentences. Starting to wonder if the old tales about this place were true. Minnow was out yesterday and said they spotted sirens off the shore. Not a huge surprise given the name of this place, but similar to the other creatures they seem more wary of us. With the other wildlife acting the way it does, it's downright eerie, almost like they're waiting for something. Told them, I did. Something about this place just ain't right. Last night Wiggins came running over all in a huff about some golden man or some such. Them Ashbane reckoned he's taken leave of his senses, but I believe him. I've known Wiggins for years and he ain't a coward, and he's the least superstitious of us. If he saw something, then there's something out there. Blotches in various parts of the page make it hard to read. He lost so many in the storm, plucked right off the deck. Crawled right up out of the ocean and up the boats they did. Terrors I haven't seen the likes of before, crabs as big as the hull, giant serpent-like bugs, and the whaling. If I wasn't convinced this isle is bad news, I certainly believe now. AST smashed to pieces by the storm. Came out nowhere, and my poor maidens reckons we should repair with what little we have. Most of the timbers are ruined and there is precious little on this island we can get to that's not near those flying beasts. The railway timbers aren't seaworthy, so there's no options left. Still, Lisa has the right of it. If we have enough to repair the other ship th. The rest of the page is illegible. The writing on this page seems a bit shaky. Even know where to begin. With the fallout of the storm, not only did we have to cannibalize my dear maiden's whisper, but with all the Azrite there ain't enough space for us all to go back on the one remaining vessel. And with another storm on the horizon we drew lots. I was one of the unlucky ones selected to stay behind and help mine the small lot of Azrite that's left. Most of the crew decided to go, but bless their hearts Wiggins, Lisa, and Minnow all stayed. The Duke too. We'll be back for ya, they say. I wish I could believe that to be true. Esther, give me strength. It seems like a fair amount of time has passed between entries. Been mining for what feels like ages. We even used what timbers we had to build a makeshift living space for those of us left. Seemed a better idea to chance it with them. What did that Ashvane call wyverns, I think, than down near the shores when the storm rolls in. We even repurposed the crow's nest up on Tempest's crest to watch for the return ship. Nothing yet though. The longer we stay on this forsaken isle, the more strained things seem to be getting between us and the remaining Ashvane. Had to break up several fights over the last few days, and that brute Fentley only seems to fan the flames. Even the Duke doesn't seem to like em, and that's a telling sign to me. Still, they read it makes the next entry hard to read, along with shaky handwriting. Happened so fast. 1 minute I'm swinging a pickaxe, next a giant rock hand crushes the poor Ashvane bloke next to me. A monstrosity like I never seen before, and made of Azrite no less. Killed over half the people we had left before we backed it into that cave. The overseer's quick thinking is all that saved the rest of us, what with the explosives we threw at it. Caved in the mound on it, seas take it. There are less than a handful of us left now. Thank the sea, Minnow, Wiggins, and Lisa made it out safe. Dunno what I'd do without em at this point. Buried. Not much left, but it felt wrong not to have anything. Spirits are at an all-time low, it seems. The next sentence seems to be written so shakily it's hard to make out the letters. Gone. They're all gone. I was up in the sleeping quarters making the lunch since it was my turn, and there was this loud bang or screech, or the sentence seems to trail off. I don't know. They are all gone. Like they were never here to begin with. I must have ran over this entire island looking for them. I put some stakes out back in the graveyard just in case, but they can't just have disappeared. That doesn't make any sense. Even all their bags and tools are still there, and to leave. Can't stay. The isle is coming for me next. The Duke ran off when the bang happened. Ain't seen him since. I can't go back. Found a cave on the windward side of Tempest's Crest. Running out of supplies to write with. I must survive.
Get your feet
The
moving.
ship will be here
we got
soon.
A tunnel to blast over.
Crawlusks are prowling outside. Ate one yesterday, and I can feel their eyes watching me. This page has the last remnants of legible writing on it. It's clear that whoever was writing this likely used pieces of charcoal, as most of the words are smudged badly. Some words are also written in a crimson brown, along with a few splotches on the page, and smell faintly metallic. Duke is gone. The crew is gone. Everyone is gone. And I. But the song. I can near hear it now. When I sleep it's louder. It's calling, a sweet gentle song, just like Esther would sing. The isle itself. Find it I will. Followed the song and dug till my hands bled. On it? A door. Oris were true all of them. The rest of the page is illegible and covered in a dark stain.
Feel the warmth of the sacred flame.
Stellan Bereza. There is so much to discover on this island.
Beladar shine on you.
Greetings, outsider. Stay alert.
Caught me at a good time. See ya, hon.
Fergus chum. It's good to be servant under Captain Kraz again, though I will say I'm equally excited to be able to work with Sky Captain Cable Clam. Her laid-back attitude is legendary. I'm glad she was able to find work after the Purple Princess's Zeppelin circuit from Brill to Grom Gol was, decommissioned. Fergus chum. Honestly I ain't ever heard of it before now. But I haven't been in the air as long as Kraz or some of the other Zeppelin captains. Fergus shrugs. Seems like a perfect time for new stories to me.
Go get him, champ.
How you doing, pal? Time's a waste.